Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another Mrdoctorwhofan13's video, and today I'm giving my first impressions on Doctor Who, Series 8, Episode 2, Into the Dalek, written by Phil Ford and Stephen Moffat, and directed by Ben Wheatley. No, it sounded like I said Weekly there, but I said Wheatley. Whatever. But yeah, so, Into the Dalek. Going into this episode, I had mixed expectations because I was really skeptical about seeing the Daleks again so soon after like the day of the Doctor and the time of the Doctor and all that. And Stephen Moffat was writing them again. And last time he wrote a Dalek story, we got the worst Dalek story, Asylum of the Daleks. But thankfully, then we also had Phil Ford writing it, and he's written loads for the Journey Adventures, but the only other Doctor Who story he's written was The Waters of Mars by Russell T Davies, and that was frigging masterful, man. That was just brilliant. I watched that last night after Into the Dalek. It's brilliant. But yeah, so Into the Dalek, I was not expecting this to be a great story, but it was really, really good. I love Into the Dalek, in fact. This is probably the best Dalek story since Bad Wolf and the Parting of the Ways. Because let's think about it here. Since Bad Wolf and the Parting of the Ways, we've had 3 two-part stories. Army of Ghosts and Doomsday, which was rubbish. Daleks in Manhattan and Evolution of the Daleks, rubbish. And Stolen Earth and Journey's End, rubbish. So since then we've had 2 standalone Dalek stories, Victory of the Daleks, which was okay, started to bring them back a little bit. Then after that we had Asylum of the Daleks, which just plummeted them down to the ground as far as they could go. So going into the Dalek, I had mixed expectations, of course, but, you know, I came out thinking that the Daleks, this is the best that the Daleks have been since 2005. I watched the episode twice so far, because I watched it this morning just to try and get justify a second opinion on it. I also watched Deep Breath for a second time since it first aired, so, yeah. So, really, the best thing I can say about Into the Dalek, the best part of the story is definitely Peter Capaldi. He is a great Doctor, and the way he acts in this episode, all selfish and everything, it was probably the closest to the original incarnation. This is probably the closest Doctor we have had to the original incarnation, William Hartnell, since William Hartnell himself. So, yeah. He's even closer than Richard Hurndall, who was meant to be playing William Hartnell himself in the 5 Doctors. Not that Richard Hurndall was bad, he was a great replacement for William Hartnell, but Peter Capaldi, he is just such a great Doctor. He speaks with confidence and precision, and the way he acts, just like the way he's only helping his Dalek to save his own skin, it was magnificent. And really, I can't really say much else about his performance. So, one thing I forgot to mention last week about Deep Breath before we go into any further detail is the opening titles and the theme music. Now, I've noticed that these new opening titles and the theme song have received a very mixed reception. You know, some people like it, some people don't. I personally think that this is the best theme song and opening titles we have had since 1980. I'm not even joking. This is the best theme we've had since the best one. I'd say it's my 3rd favourite variation of the theme, with favourite being, you know, the 1981, 2nd favourite being the original. It beats the hell out of all the revived series theme tunes. Like, Matt Smith's was just pretty horrible. It had that da da da, which wasn't even part of the original theme tune, and that just annoyed me. And it was just, I don't like it, but I'm glad that they actually got rid of that for this one and went back to the original. And I know a lot of people didn't like the whiny, the part that sounded like a cat. I thought it worked actually, because it was right in tune, it was a nice change of pace to what we've seen before. And as for the opening titles, I like the fact that they've gone for something different. I know this was based on a fan-made opening titles, like based on the clock and gears and cogs and everything inside it. I really liked that. So yeah, I really loved how the clock went into a time vortex and stuff like that. It's just, I know Stephen Moffat said that he thought it was the most original idea we've had for opening titles since 1963, and I can agree with that. So yeah, but I just wanted to get out of the way quickly. But the story itself, Into the Dalek, the only problem I really had with it was the lack of character development, because well, all these soldiers that you know, ended up going into the Dalek with the Doctor and Clara, and I mean, at least they had personality, but it's not like the Waters of Mars where they got tons of character development, and it's just like they don't really get in many scenes by themselves. They're just there, really. They're there to get exterminated. And thank God, for the first time since Victory of the Daleks in 2010, the Daleks actually exterminated people. Yes! Oh, God, yes! For the first time since Victory of the Daleks, the first time in 4 years, we get some exterminations. Even in Asylum of the Daleks, they didn't kill anyone, but here, Into the Dalek, yes, yes. And I also liked how, like, this Dalek, which apparently turned good, still had something. It still had hatred in its heart, no matter what. Sorry, this may contain spoilers, but yeah. So I really liked how the Daleks are portrayed in this, like just evil, full on, and like there's always a sense of hatred even in a good Dalek. So yeah, the Dalek's so damaged it's turned good. I suppose this is sort of going from Asylum of the Daleks' continuity, where it said that the Daleks have a concept of beauty because they think hatred is beautiful. But Into the Dalek sort of continued that and said that, because when the Dalek said that it sees into the Doctor's soul, it sees divine and beauty, and then it said it sees hatred. I thought that worked a heck of a lot better here than it did in Asylum. So yeah, that was a very nice touch. But yeah, so I really enjoyed Into the Dalek. There's not really much else I can say about it. Although I suppose I could go into detail on Danny Pink. The character of Danny Pink, played by Samuel Anderson, was introduced in this episode, and I thought it was a really nice introduction. You know, we got a bit of backstory on how he used to be a soldier and everything, and like now he's, I believe, a history teacher, and he's also well, he's Clara's love interest, and he's also but he's Clara's love interest, which I'm a bit annoyed about, to be honest, because did you have to marry all your companions off, Moffat? Really? We've already had a married couple in a TARDIS for 2.5 years, well, for 3 years, really. 2.5 series. 2.5 years. We've already had a married couple in a TARDIS, Moffat. Do we really need another? Even outside? But yeah, so, but I really like the character of Danny Pink so far. So yeah, I really hope that his backstory is explored more, and like how he used to be a soldier and all that later on. So yeah, I also liked how that worked. How like there was a female soldier called Journey Blue, and there was a male soldier called Danny Pink. Like it's sort of the colours of the genders opposite way around. I sort of liked how that all fit in. But yeah, so I believe in this story, I think Phil Ford just wrote the main plot and everything, I'm guessing Stephen Moffat only wrote the Danny Pink segments, like the Cold Hill School parts, and also the scene in heaven with Missy and all that. So yeah, but yeah, I really enjoyed Into the Dalek, guys. I thought it was better than Deep Breath. Out of 10, if I had to give it a score, I'd probably give it a 9, maybe an 8. I don't know, 8 or 9, something like that. I lowered my score of Deep Breath down to a 7. But Into the Dalek, I'd probably give an 8 or a 9. Probably an 8. High 8. Very high 8. But if I was to give it a 9, it would be a low 9. So, yeah. But I think it's already 2 episodes into Series 8. We've already had an episode that's better than every single episode of Series 7, bar 1, Cold War. And no, I'm not counting like the 2013 specials, or the Snowmen, or the Doctor, the Wheel and the Wardrobe, or anything like that. So, yeah, I'm talking about the main episodes of Series 7, but it was even better than those, so, yeah. Into the Dalek, it gets like probably, yeah, an 8 out of 10 from me. But I really, really liked it. This is the best that the Daleks have been since 2005, since the Series 1 finale, Battle from the Parting of the Ways. So that's going to be that for now, guys. Next week we have Robot of Sherwood, written by Mark Gatiss, great writer, and directed by Paul Murphy, who is a newcomer to the series, just like Ben Wheatley was. So I really look forward to that. Oh, by the way, Phil Ford and Stephen Moffat had some great writing in the story, and Ben Wheatley's direction, once again, just like in Deep Breath, was fantastic. So, yeah, this is Mrdoctorwhofan13's saying word out, and I shall see you next week for Robot of Sherwood.